Hello and welcome back to my workshop. I'm going to do an unboxing and hopefully also demonstration. First cut on a 14-inch Lumberjack bandsaw that I've just bought, BS340. Bought with my own money. Cost me £700, which is a lot. It's the biggest tool I've bought in my workshop to date. But if you've seen my previous videos, you'll see I've got a small Screwfix Titan bandsaw, and it's my favourite tool in the entire workshop. The biggest problem is the depth cut, and on the Titan I can only get 3 inches of depth cut. On this I can get 9 inches, so I'm going to be able to do an awful lot more with this and take on a lot bigger projects. That's the idea anyway. So let's unbox. So I'm hoping that whilst it is 75 kilograms, which is too much for me to lift, because it's a total of 75 kilograms, I'm hoping that each of the component parts I should be able to lift, but we'll find out soon enough. So what have we got? Okay, we've got instructions, which obviously I will read from cover to cover. Wow. Okay, well that's a heck of a weight just in itself. That's why I think I'm going to be able to lift it. This is just the bed, the table. That is solid steel, and that is majorly heavy. But the great thing about that means it's solid. When you're cutting on it, there's no movement in the bed at all, which is exactly what you want. Push stick. I've only got a few of those. Two of the stand legs, two more of the stand legs, the bracing struts that go between the legs. Okay, that looks like the circle jig. On the Lumberjack website, it had the circular cut jig as an additional thing that you could buy. So when I ordered it, I said to her, and I also want the circular jig as well, and she said, oh, it comes with one of those. So that saved me 35 quid, but it really looked like, I assumed that when it arrived that wasn't going to be in the box, because it doesn't say that it comes with it, and it says that it's an additional item. There's the fence, not quite as sturdy as I was expecting. That's the fixing attachment for the fence, and another part of the fence. So that's a push. Is it a mitre gauge? Basically, where you can push things across the table on it's an angle. I don't think I'm going to use that, but we'll see. And then all of the nuts and bolts. So make sure I don't lose any of those. Okay, so actually, having taken the table out, I can't believe the amount of weight in that table. I ought to weigh that just to see how much that is, but I'm hoping that means that the rest of it should come out single-handedly. That's what I'm hoping. Could just cut the box, and I might end up doing that, so I'm just going to see whether turn the box over. This doesn't seem to want to be, it's not very keen on coming out, so I might just see if I can, actually no, I'm going to cut the box. I think that's the easiest, I'm going to cut the box. thought this would be a one-man job. Okay, box has made the decision for me. Okay, yeah, it looks like that's going to be the best way to do it. Yeah, it wasn't massively heavy, that. It's just really awkward. Really difficult size to manoeuvre. Right. So what's going to be the best way of doing this? Now, in order to attach the legs, you have to tilt the bottom up because the legs splay out. So I recommend putting some wood underneath it. Still gotta get it out of the box down. There we go. Right. Good. Right. Not sure if one piece of wood's going to be enough. I'd rather be higher than I need to be than lower. Not high enough. So. Okay, can you see that? Yep, you can. Okay. I think at this point I am just going to break out the instructions and just see if the assembly instructions are any good. Okay, so I've attached the legs. I won't skip any of that, but I will fast forward it because it's pretty boring to watch. I wasn't saying anything because I was concentrating. So I've attached the legs loosely. Then I've attached the braces loosely. Then I've tightened these and made sure these are still only finger tight. The braces are only finger tight. And it says to stand it up and then tighten the braces. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is the crucial bit for me in terms of how doable this is as a one-man job. Because this is going to be the heaviest bit, I guess. So wish me luck. Done. Pretty heavy, but yeah, that is doable. Having said that, yeah, that was pretty heavy. It would have been easier for 2 men. I will let you into a little secret. I have got a back brace on because I get problems with my back anyway. Actually, I might just keep that on while I just manoeuvre it. I'm just gonna manoeuvre it and try and get it off the cardboard. But then that should be the heavy lifting should be done after that, and then I can take this belt off because it's uncomfortable. But I have back issues anyway, so I thought I can wear it as a precautionary measure. Now I haven't actually decided where this is going to go, because you want to be able to get to the front of the machine, you want to be able to get to the side of the machine and the back of the machine. And you want to be able to feed things through. So now it says to, once you've got it upright, to tighten all the braces that I've only finger tightened until this point. Okay, so that's everything tightened. Next, assembling the table, which is outrageously heavy. That's a sign of quality though. So I think that's cast iron. I think I said steel earlier, but I think that's more like cast iron. It's so heavy. Should have kept my belt on for this. This here, I don't know if you can see that, can you? It's stopping the bed from coming down flat, and when it looks very deliberate, but there's absolutely no mention of it in the instructions, and there's nothing on any of the diagrams. It's a bit of a mystery. Not particularly happy about taking it out, but it's very deliberately there. But the table just won't go on and won't go flat with it there. Did I mention how heavy this table was? Well, fitting the table has turned out to be way more complicated than fitting the legs, which is what I thought would be the awkward bit. I thought fitting the table would be quite straightforward. But so that's the mystery part, which I think, if I put it in this other hole, it's going to act as an adjustable. By adjusting this little nut here, I think I can adjust its height so that it will touch exactly under there when I've got the table exactly level. So I think that's going to be an important part, but it's just not mentioned anywhere in the instructions, so I'm guessing it's something that's been added relatively recently, and they haven't got around to updating the instructions. Okay, so that's the table fitted. It's very sticky. Not sure what I'm going to clean that with, but I'll find something. I'll look up some instructions. So the next thing is this guide rail. Yeah. Okay, there's a fair amount of movement one way and the other deliberately. I'm going to need to basically work out where exactly that should be, because there's a scale on top of here. So that you can slide the fence along if you know you want to take a 5mm cut or a whatever. So I'll need to, as part of the sort of tuning, I'll need to get all that set up correctly. Okay, having said, I always use my own tools rather than the Allen keys provided by the manufacturer. There is on the back of the machine, there is somewhere that actually takes all those Allen keys, and I suppose if you know that they're there right by the tool, right by the machine, whilst I'm not using them for the assembly, they may as well live in there, and I know that they're always going to be there if I need them. So that's quite a nice touch actually. Okay, that's the toolkit. Hook, toolkit. Slide on the rip fence to the guide rail. So using this sliding scale here, if I was to adjust that to, yeah, okay, so that's, wow, okay, yeah, everything's completely out. This needs to be pushed in the other direction. Okay, but I'll need to the rip fence and the table. Evidently, the table is nowhere near level. And that's where I'm saying I think that little piece of stop level is about there, but I'll need to get it exact to get all this cut straight. The clearance plate, it's not bad as a guess, but it's not right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think basically this little piece here is what I thought it was, which is once you've got the table exactly level, you put that in place, and basically you can always, it's a positive step, you can go straight back to the level. So I'm going to set that up. Might as well do it now. So loosen that off, get that out of the way. Right, so I'm going to start with it all the way in, which I know is going to be too far in. Right, so that's my blade level with my, or at right angles rather, to my table. I need to do it more accurately than that. I need to get a better square than this, but so that's approximately right. So now, okay, well it's pretty tight like that. So what that should allow me to do is adjust, do the cut in whatever angle I want, and then just go back. That's my positive stop. So if I tighten that, check my square. There you go, it's come back to square. So that's at 90 degrees. Okay, so we need to check the guides. I don't know whether they will be set correctly at the factory set. Yeah, that looks good. They're not touching at the slightest amount of pressure in either direction, and those touch. So I'd imagine the rear one will be the same. Yeah, I can feel that. Okay, so just check the bottom ones. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's nice. The guides have come properly set up for that blade. I'm assuming that it must be a 16mm blade, because that's where they've got the tension set. So if I do that, well, that's quite surprising. They've shipped it with the blade in its tightened position. Quite surprised by that, because the advice is that at the end of every day's use, you release the tension with a quick release tension knob. I'm quite surprised that they haven't shipped it with the tension released, but maybe it's something to do with them. I mean, they do this for a living, so they must know what they're doing. Fence. Now, how does this work? To adjust the height, you lock it in place with the inner one, so I'll unlock it, put it down to where I want to do. Right, I think we should do a test cut. you get the idea. I've still got to cut around the antlers. I think the main thing that I've established today is that a 16mm blade isn't right. It's really more of a resawing blade, which is fine because for the size of this machine, I guess that's what an awful lot of people are doing on this. But you just can't, there's no turning circle on it. That's a 16mm blade on my Titan. I'm doing these little reindeers here with a 6mm blade. And in fact, I've got a 6mm blade for this coming in the post in the next couple of days. So I'm going to leave it at that today because I'm fighting the blade all the time. But when I get the 6mm blade, I'll finish off the reindeer. There's obviously a lot of sanding to do partly because I've been fighting the blade. Yeah, that's worked out really well. I'm really pleased with that purchase. It's definitely everything I wanted it to be. I will learn lots of lessons with it over the next few weeks, and then I'll do a follow-up video, and then obviously when I've had it for sort of 4 months or so, I'll do what I'm calling my long-term reviews. I've got to get the table properly levelled. I've got to make sure that this fence is, the scale is exactly in the right place. But other than that, I think that's pretty good. That's the dust tray. It's gathered quite a bit. Obviously, as you'll be able to hear, I've had the dust extraction on as well. So hopefully most of it will have gone through via the dust extraction. See what's in here. There's almost nothing in there. I don't know, dust gathered in the case, but actually all of this looks very, very clear. There's a bit of a build up near the guides, the bottom guides, but that dust extraction seems to do a good job. It's nice being able to just open these quickly. The Titan is a screw top and bottom, and it's about 15 to 20 turns to get it open. This is just a half turn, and you're open. So that's nice. So I will, seeing as how I've finished with that for today, I will use the quick release to release the tension. You can see it just instantly sags, and suddenly the blade is very, very loose. So I hope that's been of some use. I would say that the build of it is a one and a half man job really. You can, as you've just seen, you can do it on your own, but it was quite hard work. I mean, I'm not the strongest, or youngest, or fittest bloke, and I managed it. I'm a 54-year-old overweight man, and I managed it. So you can do it as a one-man build, but it would be significantly easier if you had somebody. You don't need somebody very often. It just every now and again, it would be nice to just call somebody over just to help you put it upright or whatever, or maybe hold the table while you were putting the screws in, because this took a bit of getting on, as you'll see in the video. So yeah, pleased with that. And if you've got any questions, or if you want me to try anything out, then let me know, and I'll in the comments section, and I'll have a go. But in the meantime, if you've got time to like the video, that would be amazing. And if you've got time to subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing as well. I'm trying to get my numbers up, just makes it more worthwhile my doing it. So thank you for everything, and in the meantime, stay safe.